I joined Akash in 9th standard. So I joined early. I gave ANTHE in 8th standard. Pretty much a game-changing moment for me. Now I'm competing all across India.
Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to your very own 6 to 8 channel. I'm Aishwarya and today we are going to be discussing the NCERT exercise questions from the chapter Respiration in Organisms. So I can see that a lot of you are here already and I can see that a lot of you were waiting for quite some time as well. So thank you so much for being such wonderful students. Yes, and how's the excitement? I know Dasara vacations are going on. So how excited are all of you? I can see that a lot of you are here. Aisha, Atul, I can see Bhagyadhar, so you can also tell me your name as well. Stuti is here, Edits is here, okay, hello. Alright, Stuti says very excited for today's class. Hello Laksh, hello, hi Meera, hi Indu. Welcome everybody to your class. Today's class is going to be a very simple class but yet a very important one. So please make sure that you send this link to your friends, you send it to everybody and you tell them Aishwarya Ma'am is going to be teaching us about the exercise questions from our NCERT textbook. It's going to be a very simple class and let's try to wrap this up in half an hour. So by 7 o'clock we'll wind this up, okay? Yes, I can see a lot of you are here. Jyoti is here, Reena is here. Hello. Hi everybody. Yes, Shagun, of course. I remember all of you. Very good. I can see that a lot of you are here. We have 22 in our live class. But I want this number to increase, okay? So please make sure you send it to all of your friends. Yes? Okay. So before I get started, everybody, I hope my audio, my video and my screen and what I'm writing on the screen is visible to everybody. Yes? Are we all good to go? Alright, I'm getting a thumbs up from everyone. Hello Ronak, hello, yes, hi lovely. Alright, Tamanna and Khushi are here. All of you are giving me the good to go. And one last time, how's the Josh? How's the excitement? I want an excitement level check on the chat also. Because today you're all feeling very, holiday mood. Everybody is very relaxed and like, yes ma'am, we're there. So I want to see some excitement, right? Very quickly in the chat. I want that excitement level as well. Very high. Okay, all right, everybody. Okay. Very interesting, Teju, very interesting. Good evening, everything is very high. Sanika is here, no problem, Sanika. We're just getting started. I am great. I'm very happy. I'm excited to be with all of you. So let's get started. We'll not waste any more time. Just make sure that you all have your notebooks and pens with you, right? Or have your textbook so that you can make a note of all the answers, okay? And yes, happy Saraswati Puja to all of you. Tia is wishing me. I wish all of you as well. Okay. Now, of course, here's a quick reminder for all of you to register for ANTHE. I know all my wonderful students would have registered, but just in case, if you have not yet registered, please do register because exams are nearing. It's happening starting from November 5th. We're already on October 5th, right? Today's, October 4th, right? So we're just about a month away. So please make sure that all of you are registered for ANTHE. And of course, from 7th to 10th grade, you will be able to register and give the exam. And I always tell you, right, for the ANTHE, it's an exposure that you get. So don't forget to register. We are going to have ANTHE classes as well. It's going on. So I'm sure that you'll know, right, how exciting these questions are and how different they are from maybe the questions you get in your midterm exams or maybe even in your final years. So this is like a small step into it, right? So please make sure you all register for ANTHE, and in case you've still not registered, please do register, okay? Yes, Aisha, your messages are visible to me. And hello Naira, hello, hi Karan. I can see that a lot of you are here already. And thank you for the Dasera wishes, right? No Jyoti, I am not ignoring you. Please, all of you, don't say that I'm ignoring you. I remember you Jyoti, I remember you Rakesh, I remember all of you. Yes? And of course, most exciting thing, right? Parent Club is happening tomorrow. Now, Saurabh sir and I told you what Parent Club is and why it's important, but I'm going to quickly tell you, okay? Parent Club is a webinar which Chetna ma'am is going to be taking along with Ankita ma'am also. And here, if you see, Chetna ma'am is like our expert, right? She's the vice president at BYJU'S, founder of Chet Chat. She's an XLRI gold medalist. She has a lot of knowledge to impart with all of you. And right now, there are some things that you are struggling with, managing your online classes and your offline classes, right? And I'm sure some of you must be wondering, right? You might not be having time to spend with your parents, making timetables. Sometimes you always feel like you are doing this alone. But you know, it's a unit, right? Because you will need, your parent is a teacher and every parent is a teacher. And we want your parents also to be involved. So please make sure that you are all registered for the webinar. It's happening tomorrow at 12 p.m. So if your parents are available, please request them to be a part of it, okay? Get registered. Link is again in the description box. So Bilwa, you can check it out in the description. And for those of you who are asking me, ma'am, will I get notes? Yes, you will get notes. I'm sharing this PDF on our Telegram channel. The link is available in the description. For everything, you check our description, you will find it there. Okay? Yes. Alright, so click on the link. They'll ask you for some registration details and all you need to do is to enter that. So whether it's for Telegram, whether it's for Parent Club, whether it's for ANTHE, all of it is there. Okay? Yes, lovely. Of course, of course. So now I'm not going to waste any more time. We're going to get started with our class and we're going to do NCERT exercise questions, okay? So the first question that we have here is a short answer question, all right? Wherein, why does an athlete breathe faster and deeper than usual after finishing the race? Yes? So this question, I will tell you, is almost like a sure shot question that will come from this particular chapter, right? And you may get it for 2 marks or sometimes you may even get it for 3 marks. But because they're just specifying that he's breathing faster and deeper than usual, let's say this is just for 2 marks. So can you all tell me what is the reason behind this? Now Shagun is asking me, ma'am, how do we join the Telegram channel? So if you're joining it from your phone, you'll have to install the Telegram app and then click on the link that is there in the description box and you will be able to join, okay? I am not ignoring any of you guys. Please don't say that. Very good, because the body requires more energy and it does anaerobic respiration. Yes, very good. All right. The key here is the fact that he is an athlete and we are talking after finishing the race, right? Yes, because when we run, we get more energy, okay. But for running also, we need more energy. It's not that we get more energy, but it's more of the fact that we require it. It is a necessity. I need this energy. It is not that I want the energy. I have to get it. So normally what happens is that in normal conditions, when we are walking or when, you know, maybe we're doing any normal activity, our body is doing aerobic respiration, right? Wherein glucose is getting broken down, you're getting energy and you're getting your carbon dioxide and what you're getting carbon dioxide and water. But when there is an increase in demand, right? So there's an increase in demand for the energy and not enough oxygen that is going to be there, right? We see that our body will temporarily, this word is very important, it will temporarily switch to anaerobic respiration, wherein we see that it will start to produce it, or glucose will be broken down in the temporary absence of it. Which is why once the race is complete, right? So once the race is complete, we need to go back to our normal state, which is why we start to breathe heavy and we are starting to breathe deeper. So this is important to understand. So when you are writing your answer, please have a look on the screen, right? So when an athlete runs, his body needs more oxygen. So the usage of words also, the need is important. Very good, Dilshan, very good. Now his rate of breathing increases so that more oxygen can be supplied to different parts. So after the race, he breathes deeper and heavily so that more oxygen can be supplied. So if you want to elaborate also, you can write, but you know that anaerobic respiration takes place. We have energy which gets produced. Lactic acid is the byproduct. We need to break that down and body needs to go back to normal, which is why all of this is happening, right? So which is why an athlete needs to breathe deeper and faster after finishing the race. Very good, because they run fast, they need more energy, right? But see, Shagun, focus on the fact that they are saying after the race. See, I want all of you to focus on this. It is after the race, not during the race. See, if it is after, then you have to mention that about anaerobic respiration, right? So the body needs to get back to normal, which is why he will breathe faster and deeper. All of you, those who want to take a screenshot, please take a screenshot of this, yes? All right. Hello, Gurvinder. I can see Teju saying ma'am is not ignoring you. Yes, ma'am wasn't ignoring you. Ma'am was just teaching, right? So when I'm teaching, sometimes I may not read the chat when I'm explaining. But I will take your doubts. Any doubts that you have so far? Any doubts? Yes? If you don't have enough stamina while running, yes, but stamina is also built in this manner, Akshay, like you said. So when you are, stamina is nothing but how much you are able to sustain, right? So it's important that you are able to do this. No doubt. Very good, everybody. Very, very good. Now let's move on to the next question. Next is also a very simple question. So in this question, if you see here, we need to list the similarities and differences between aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Alright, so we have two things to do. List the similarities and list the differences. So today's class is not going to be a mentee class. Today's class is mainly going to be where we discuss the questions very fast. Okay? Alright, no mentee today for all of you who came thinking that we will have mentee. I'm very sorry. Okay. For those of you who are asking me to explain this once again, I'll explain it with the help of this question. So first and foremost, tell me what is the similarities between aerobic and anaerobic. Before that, you tell me, before we go ahead, no? Tell me what is aerobic respiration and what is anaerobic respiration. So these are two types of respiration, no? What do we mean by aerobic? I've already told you half of it in the previous question. So this has to be very easy. What is aerobic? Very good. Aerobic respiration is that kind of respiration that takes place in the presence of oxygen, right? While in the case of anaerobic, it takes place in the lack of oxygen or in the absence of oxygen. Very good. Yes. Very good. So first and foremost, we're talking about similarities that exist between aerobic and anaerobic. Very good. In both cases, energy is produced. Yes, in both cases, we see that energy gets produced, right? Because at the end of the day, we know that respiration is nothing but breakdown of glucose in order to release energy, right? Now, of course, apart from that, what else is there? Both produce energy. In both cases, glucose is involved, right? Glucose is the main thing that is there, which is getting broken down, and we are getting energy out of it. But more than similarities, right? We see that there are a lot of differences that exist, no? More differences exist. Now, I'll tell you one more thing. Both aerobic and anaerobic more or less takes place inside the cell, right? It takes place within the cell. That is also another similarity that is there between the two. It happens within the cell. But of course, within the cell where it takes place is what is different. That is a different thing altogether, right? Now, we'll move on to differences. More number of differences that exist between the two. Now, in the case of aerobic, so this part is for aerobic that is there so that you don't get confused. Very good. In aerobic, we see that large amount of ATP gets released, right? More amount of ATP gets released because in aerobic respiration, we see that there is complete breakdown of glucose. Alright, so we see that there is complete breakdown of glucose in the case of aerobic respiration. And we see that it happens, or this particular process is taking place within the mitochondria of the cell, right? And now if you look at the byproducts or the waste products that are getting produced, the byproducts are carbon dioxide and water. That is also a difference that exists. While in the case of anaerobic, very good, I can see answers coming in. All of you are so wonderful. Now, in the case of anaerobic respiration, like all of you are telling me, in the case of anaerobic respiration, we only see that partial breakdown. Alright, or what you can write down is incomplete breakdown. Okay. So, we see that incomplete breakdown of glucose takes place in the absence or lack of oxygen. And your byproducts will be lactic acid, or in the case of yeast, it will be ethanol, carbon dioxide along with water. Okay, and in this case what you also need to mention is that amount of ATP which is getting produced is relatively less. Now Zuha has asked me, ma'am, what is mitochondria? Mitochondria is a cell organelle which we find inside the cell, okay? So we see that it is a cell organelle which we find inside the cell, wherein it will look something like this, okay? I'm going to quickly draw this. Yes, it will look something like this, alright? And we see that inside the cell organelle mitochondria, the glucose will be broken down entirely and ATP will be produced. How many ATP in both cases? In aerobic, you get about 38 ATP, while in the case of anaerobic, you have 2 ATPs which are getting produced, right? Some are saying 28, some are saying 32. I'll tell you why the difference is there. See, when I say respiration and breakdown, right? It's very easy for me to say that glucose is getting broken down to get energy. But it happens in multiple steps that are there. Yes? So what we can focus on is, you can focus on what your textbook tells. And I think NCERT says 32. So 38, right? So let's stick to that. Doubt cleared. Aisha, if you can ask me this doubt in the end of the class, I will clarify and give it to you. Okay? What is the full form of ATP? ATP stands for adenosine triphosphate. Okay? And ATP is the energy currency. Okay? It is the energy currency of the cell. Alright? So this is how, if when we say energy is getting used, energy is going there. That means this ATP is what is going there. Okay? Are we clear, everybody? So here I have a table for you where everything is written. You can take a screenshot, right? All the differences are there. Starting from where it occurs, right? What are the end products? So I'm giving you keys which will make it easy for you to remember. How much energy, right? So I'm just going to write energy here because I don't have space, right? And where it occurs. So where is something that I think I did not discuss. It occurs in both plants and animals. That's your aerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration takes place in the muscle cells of our body, in yeast and certain bacteria. All right? So when you're writing your answers, 2 things that needs to be written. First, you write similarities, that it takes place inside a cell and glucose is broken down. Then you write the differences. And take a screenshot, all of you. This is going to be very simple and easy. Definition of energy. Energy is something that can neither be created nor destroyed, right? It can keep changing forms. Energy is something that exists, right? I'm telling you, I may not be able to give you a very convincing definition. You can ask Saurabh sir for a more convincing one. But this is what I understand. You can think of energy like, you know how I always picture energy, kind of like a big, vibration kind of thing. Like a lot of thing that is there, when I think about it, something vibrating and a lot of it that is there. Now this energy can keep changing forms. It can become something else, it can become something else, but I'll never be able to create something, right? Or I'll not be able to break it down entirely, or neither will I be able to create. And yes, we see that to do any work, we require energy. Very good, Akshay, very good. Yes. Are we clear? Have you all taken a screenshot? Any doubts so far? Or we can move ahead. Yeah, I know the simplest definition was ability to do work. I think I went into a deeper one. We'll move ahead, everybody. Yes, all right. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. So this is a very interesting question, okay? Why do we sneeze when we inhale a lot of dust-laden air, right? Why are we sneezing? Or what do we mean by sneezing, right? Or why do we sneeze? Any of you can tell me, why do we often sneeze when we inhale a lot of dust-laden air? Yes, anyone? Any answers? All right, got it. Okay. Any of you can tell me the answer, or do you want me to discuss it in detail? You can tell me. In case some of you are confused as to, ma'am, what do I, write? Very good, Rudransh, to throw out the dust particles. Because dirt comes in the nose, dust will react with the nose. It's a defensive action. Very good, very good. Okay. All right. Yes, okay, because the inner lining, it irritates. Yes, DRS King Legend, very good. Okay. So what happens is that when we inhale air that has rich dust particles, or it has a lot of dust particles, it will enter into the nasal cavity, right? So now it is entering into the nasal cavity. And we know that the inner lining of the nasal cavity has hair, it has lot of other particles as well. Now when this gets irritated, when the inner lining gets irritated, it will actually send a message to the brain. Okay, so it will send a message to the brain telling, hey, you know what, something is really irritating us, we need to throw it out. So here what is happening is it is forcefully expelling it. This is the key word when it comes to sneezing. It is forceful expulsion, which is why when you sneeze, right, you do like that, because you are forcefully bringing all your parts of the body together just to get rid of it. That is what we mean by sneezing. So the inner lining gets irritated and we forcefully get rid of the dust that could potentially harm our body. And that's what we understand as sneezing. So when we write the answer, we need to mention, when we inhale air that has a lot of dust particles, they get trapped, of course. But at some times, they may irritate the inner linings of the nasal cavity. And as a result, we will forcefully expel the dust particles by sneezing. Alright, so your key word is this forceful expulsion. Aisha, can we use antibiotics? So Aisha, I want to answer this, but we may digress from a little bit on what we are learning, on respiration. So can I answer this towards the end? Yes? Why do we close our eyes, right? So why do we close our eyes? Because see, our body, so the brain will send a message to all parts. That's why sometimes you may also hear elders tell, when you sneeze, it almost feels like your heart skips a beat. It's not technically true, but what happens is that the whole body pauses for a second so that we can sneeze it out, okay? Thank you so much, Aisha. Thank you so much. So that's why we actually sneeze. Our body is like going into a full stop for just 1 second to get rid of it. Yes, everyone, very quickly before we go ahead, like NK Pandey says, hit that subscribe button. Do not forget to like this video, tell your friends, and make sure that we grow our family from 25,000 subscribers to 50,000 and more, right? But we'll set small, we'll hit 50 first. Yes, hello education gamer, hello educated gamer, welcome, welcome. Are we clear? What is the speed of sneeze? I don't know the exact value, but I know it's very fast. Are we clear, everybody? Is this simple? Are we good to go? Yes. Okay, all right. It's very simple. All these are very simple. Now we'll move on to the next one, okay? Now the next one is a very interesting one. And it is a little bit of an application-based one, all right? So you have to take 3 test tubes, okay? Fill each of these test tubes with 3/4 of water. All right, and then after that we're going to label them as A, B, C. Now what we're going to do is, after we take our 3 test tubes, we'll put a snail in test tube A, okay? Then after that we're going to keep a water plant. Focus on how we're saying it's a water plant. We're going to keep it in test tube B. And then in test tube C, what we're going to do is we'll keep both. So we'll keep snail and we're going to keep a water plant. Now, in which among these 3 will we have highest of carbon dioxide concentration? Okay, so we need to focus on what needs to happen. All right. So let's observe what is going to happen. So this is our A, B and C. Now in A, we have only snail. So think about what a snail will do if it's not kept inside water, okay? They said very clearly it's not inside water, otherwise what will happen? Snail will drown, right? So they've kept it a little on top, but water is there, a little bit, it's on the side. So how much concentration? Is it going to be high, medium, or is it going to be low? What is the carbon dioxide concentration? High, medium, or low? I want you to tell me. You guys have given me the answer, very good. But I want you to tell me, what is it? High in A, high in B, or is it, high in A, medium in A, or low, right? Very good, everybody, very good. Yes, it is going to be high, right? So in this case, in test tube A, we have only snail. So snail is going to take oxygen, it will break down glucose, give out carbon dioxide. So in this case, we see that the concentration is going to be high. But what about in B? We have a water plant only in B. So what happened to water plant? Is it going to be high or is it going to be low? Or medium, somewhere in between? It's going to be medium. Okay, some of you are saying medium, some of you are saying low. Lowest Okay, Avika's telling lowest. Now, why are you telling me medium? Can you tell me? Why is it medium? Yes, everyone, why is it medium or why is it low? Lowest. Okay, high, medium. I can see so much mixed answers coming. See, in this case, in test tube B, right, we have only the water plant. And which means that water plant here, if carbon dioxide is there, it will use it for photosynthesis, right? So, it will utilize it for photosynthesis. And if not, in that case also, we see that there will be very less of carbon dioxide. While on the other hand, if you look at test tube C, it will be medium. So in B, it will be very less, but in C, it will be less. Still so, because you also have the snail, right? Which is why in this case, we see that you will have to fill this up. So fill the table up saying these are the carbon dioxide levels, and in test tube A, will have the highest concentration of carbon dioxide. So you will have to specify the reason as to why it is high in test tube A and why not in test tube B and C, okay? Why less in B? B has water plant, right? And plants perform photosynthesis, yes? So in this case, we see that it will take up the carbon dioxide. Whatever is there, it will take up the carbon dioxide and then it will use it for photosynthesis, okay? Very simple and easy, yes? Hello, Fun with Ami, hello. Now we'll move on to the next one. Very simple and easy one. Why is it less in C? Oh, you are asking me about C. Okay, sorry. In C, we have both snail and we have the water plant, right? So we have both of it here. Now, in the case of snail, what happens is that snail will be giving out the carbon dioxide, but the water plant will be taking up this carbon dioxide. So the level is more, I'll not say balanced because multiple factors are there, but in this more or less, it will be relatively less only because the water plant will be taking it up to do photosynthesis. What if we do this activity at night? Okay, this is a very interesting one. Then which one do you think? If it is at night, what do you think will happen? C will have maximum because two organisms are there which are doing respiration. So your carbon dioxide will be double the volume, right? So C will have the highest concentration if at night, okay? That is the condition. Now let's move on to the next one. I can see you are already giving me answers for this. Cockroaches, in cockroaches, the air enters the body through what? Is it lungs, gills, spiracles or skin? Very good. So we know that in cockroaches, on the sides of their body, there are small openings known as spiracles through which the the air rich in oxygen will enter. Which is why in this case, the correct answer is option C, spiracles. All right. So Bilwa is suggesting a poll. Shiva, can we do a poll question? Can we do YouTube poll? It's possible? Okay, they need some time to set up the YouTube poll. So what we'll do is we'll answer one more normally, by then Shiva will set it up, okay? Now next one. During heavy exercise, we get cramps in our legs due to accumulation of what? Is it carbon dioxide, lactic acid, alcohol or water? What is the answer to this particular one? Again, we are talking about in heavy exercise, we get cramps due to accumulation of dash. Yes? What will give us cramps? We can do it now. Can we put ABCD? Just put ABCD. We don't need the thing on it. That's there on screen. Yes. So you also have a YouTube poll coming your way. You can answer the poll as well. ABCD. Yeah. All right. Very good, everybody. Very, very good. Yes. Okay. Or Shiva, we can hold it for the next question. Let's hold it for we'll hold it for the next one. Okay. So what happens is that during heavy exercise, we know that our body will temporarily switch to anaerobic respiration, right? And we know that during anaerobic respiration, glucose is broken down in the absence of oxygen. And this takes place inside the muscle cells of our body. Now, as a result of incomplete breakdown of glucose, lactic acid is produced. And this lactic acid will start to get accumulated, okay? And we see that if this lactic acid starts to get accumulated, we see that it causes muscle cramps, all right? Cramps is nothing but a proper, like a pulling kind of thing that you experience. And this happens due to that accumulation of lactic acid. So in this case, we see that the correct answer is option 2, lactic acid. Yes, all right, Aisha. Yes, of course. You can ask me your doubt very quickly. I'll answer this. What do you mean by accumulation? When it gets crowded basically. Think of accumulation as many people getting crowded and stuffed into one room, something like that. Because I'm not able to think of an easier synonym for that. That's why I just said that. Okay. When we are lifting dumbbell, why the muscles will get hurt? Because of the wear and tear of muscles. So when you're lifting, right, first of all, your hands and body is still not strong to lift, which is why what happens is there's a lot of wear and tear that they experience, which is why we experience that. Okay. What is cramp? I've already told you cramp is when you experience, like a pulling kind of feeling on your muscles. All right. Okay, let's have a quick YouTube poll for this, where the normal range of breathing rate per minute in an average adult person at rest is dash. So we have the YouTube poll coming on your screens right now. 4 options are there. Do we use antibiotics to preserve food? I remember Aisha's question. So if you think about it, we don't prefer to use antibiotics, but in preserving, maybe we don't necessarily use it directly because it's not advised to use, again, because that leads to overconsumption. On a large scale, it's not used that much. On a larger scale that I'm saying. Have we started the poll? Okay, let me just quickly check on my phone. Yes. I'm not able to see the poll. Yes, now you will be able to see everybody on your screens. You have a YouTube poll coming in. So the question is, normal range of breathing rate per minute for an average adult at rest is what? So I have 33 students in my class and I can see only 13 of you have answered. So very quickly, please do answer. So we are talking somebody who is at rest. Focus. It is at rest. Very good everyone, very good. Yes. So we have ended the poll. Let's see. Now we need to know the difference between the breathing rates that are there, right? So I'm just going to rephrase this to breathing rate. Now we know that breathing rate is nothing but the number of breaths per minute. And at rest it's between 15 to 18. But we know that during jogging, it will increase up to 35 to 40. And during intense exercise, it can go up to 40 and 50. Which is why in this case, we see that the correct answer is option 2. That is 15 to 18. So we can end the poll and let's see how many of you have got this right. Yes, I can see a lot of you, around 68% have got this right. Yes, very good, very good. Now let's have another poll for the next question. Same thing. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. During exhalation, right, the ribs go where? Do they move outwards? Do they move downwards? Do they move upwards? Or do they not move at all? You have 30 seconds or I'll count till 15 and you can take that much time. It's a very simple one. So come on everyone, where during exhalation, where is the ribs moving? I can see some of the answers. Most of you I can see are getting this right. Yes, very good, very good. A lot of you have got this right. Very good everybody, very good. Yes. Wonderful, wonderful. I'm going to count to 5 and we can end the poll. So 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. We can end it. All right. So here, can we just show me the poll results? Ma'am, don't say lot, it's all. B has got 72%. Very good, everybody. Very good. Because during exhalation, right, or when we talk about mechanism of breathing, we know that during inhalation, for the air to enter into our body, the rib cage will move outwards and upwards slightly. And we also see that the diaphragm will flatten. So the diaphragm will move downwards. And as a result, we see that there's increase in the volume. But what happens is that during exhalation, the air needs to go out, right? Which is why it comes back to its normal place. So we see that the rib cage will move inwards, right? And it will move slightly downwards also. And we see that the rib cage goes back into position. which is why in this case we see that the correct answer is it moves downwards, right? Yes, moving upwards and outwards, these two things happen during inhalation. Yes, does not move at all is not even correct, otherwise we will not be able to breathe if the ribcage couldn't slightly move, right? Yes, so are we clear with the mechanism of breathing? It's a very simple and easy concept, right? Very quickly everybody, a quick check before we go ahead. Yes, all right, very good everyone, very good. Yes, very good Ashgar, very good. Okay, thank you so much, and we're going to move on to the next one. Yes, so here we have matched the following. You need to match it with the options you have to match options from column 1 to the appropriate ones in column 2. Is the rib cage hard or flexible? The ribs are hard, okay? But what happens is that the muscles that are there, right, in the side, we see that it makes it possible for that kind of movement. So the bones that are there, of course, are rigid, but the arrangement of it is in such a way that slight movement or partial movement is possible. It's not proper movement, it's just partial movement, okay? All right, so first up we have yeast. What will we match yeast with? Earthworm, gills, alcohol, chest cavity, stomata, or lungs and skin, or trachea. What are we going to match it with? Very good, Anjali, with alcohol. So we are going to match. So whenever I match, I write it down in the side. This is a good habit for all of you to have, okay? So match A with 3. So let me just write that down. Okay. Now we have diaphragm. Diaphragm, what is it? We have lungs and skin, stomata, we have chest cavity, alcohol, gills, earthworms. Yes, very good. Chest cavity, right? So B is going to be matched with chest cavity, that is 4. Now we have skin. So skin in this case, what are we going to match it with? Earthworms or gills. So alcohol is done, chest cavity is done. We are left with stomata, lungs and skin, and trachea. What are we going to match this with? We have skin here. Yes, very quickly everybody. I want this chat to be running very fast, okay? Earthworms, wonderful. Now we have leaves. What am I going to match my leaves with? Yes. Very good, very good. I can see the answers. Wonderful. My earthworms are also gone. Now I have stomata. So I am done with A, B, C and D. Now I have fish. What will I match fishes with? This is very simple, no? For fishes and frogs, it's a very easy one. Yes, very good everybody. Very, very good. For fishes, I will match it with 2. That is gills. And for frogs, what will I match it with? I'm left with lungs and skin and trachea. Right? Yes, for those of you who got confused with trachea, you will match it with lungs and skin, right? So we will match this with 6. Oops, let me just write that. So this right here is 6. And here, as you can see, this is another properly matched one. So the reason why I'm writing it like this is sometimes you get match the following questions in an MCQ format, okay? And in that case, they'll give you multiple combinations of this and you will have to answer. Which is why I always tell you, write it down so that you don't make silly mistakes and it gets easy to do. Which is why, as you can see here, we've written the answer. You can take a screenshot of this, very simple and easy. Now, for the next set of questions, Shiva, can we also have a poll with T and F? True or false, okay? So now we have another set of questions which are going to be true or false. We'll have a poll for this as well on YouTube, right? So very quickly answer, okay? During heavy exercise, the breathing rate of a person slows down. Is this true or false? So we are going to have a YouTube poll as well. So very quickly, let me know. During heavy exercise, the breathing rate of a person will slow down. Is this statement true or false? Yes? All right, I can see that a lot of you are answering. I'm going to count to I'm going to give you 5 more seconds, okay? So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we can wind it up. All right then, very good, very good. Yes, I can see that a lot of you are done and 84 of you have got this answer correct. Now, when we talk about heavy exercise, again, we know that our body requires more energy, which means that our breathing rate will increase to meet the oxygen demand, right? Which is why during heavy exercise, the breathing rate will not slow down, but rather the breathing rate of the person will increase, right? Which is why this statement is false. And it's important you understand that if they ask you to rewrite it with the correct statement, you rewrite it in the way that I have shown you. During heavy exercise, the breathing rate of a person will increase. Okay, Jyoti is asking me, ma'am, do plants do respiration? Of course they do respiration. Okay, plants do respiration. Very good, very, very good. Now moving on to the next one. I think I gave the answer away for this. Plants carry out photosynthesis only during the day and respiration only at night. True or false? Yes? Plants carry out photosynthesis only during the day. Okay, I'm highlighting the keywords on screen. And respiration only at night. Is this true or false? I just gave half the answer now. And I can see that there's a, confusion in the chat. Alright, okay, I can see 58% has said true. See how I'm saying respiration only at night. I'm hinting at the answer also. Okay, I'm going to wind up the poll now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's wind the poll. Okay then, I can see that 61 of you said true, while only 37 said false. Now focus on the question. It says plants are doing photosynthesis only during the day. This part is correct. But they're saying respiration only at night. Now we know that photosynthesis is a process that happens during the day because it is dependent on light, or it takes place in the presence of sunlight, right? So we see that photosynthesis is something. So let me just draw this line. Photosynthesis is something that will happen only during the day. But respiration is not something that will happen only at night. Respiration is happening day and night, okay? Because at the end of the day, respiration is nothing but breakdown of glucose in order to release energy. And it's not that, oh, morning is doing photosynthesis, so now I'll not release energy. I'll wait till it becomes night. Nothing like that. Throughout, we see that oxygen is entering, carbon dioxide is given out as a byproduct, energy is getting produced. Yes? So in this case, we see that the correct statement, this statement is false. Its only thing is that in the night, we see that the rate of respiration versus photosynthesis could be something that is different, right? So it's important that you understand this. This statement is false, okay? Because of this part, they're saying only at night. No, respiration occurs throughout the day. So if you are rewriting this, this will be rewritten as respiration happens throughout the day, okay? Which is why this statement is false. Are we clear, everybody? Are we clear? For those of you who wrote true as the answer, very quickly. Oh, please don't say sorry. This is all, make all the mistakes you want to do right now, because this is how you will all learn, okay? Very good. Are we clear? Give me a thumbs up on the chat. Yes. Okay. All right. So we're going to pace it up a little. We'll go a little more faster because I told you half an hour and now it's almost 45 minutes. So we'll wind it up soon. Okay. No problem, Jeffina. No problem at all. Only at night? No, it happens throughout the day. Okay. Now moving on. Frogs breathe through their skins as well as their lungs. True or false? Yes. Frogs breathe through their skin as well as their lungs. Is this true or false? Shiva, can we have a poll for this? Just the true or false poll. Yes. All right, everybody, very quickly. Yes, Navika, I did see you. Did I miss your chat or did I miss your doubts, right? Okay, regarding that photosynthesis question, please hold on. I'll explain it once again towards the end, okay? Okay, then this is very easy. It's an easy question. 23 votes are in already. Very quickly, everybody, send in your votes. I'm going to give a countdown. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and yes, I think we can wind the poll. So this is an easy one. Most of you have got this right. Because when we talk about breathing in frogs, we know that frogs are animals which can survive both on land and water. And in this case, we know that we see that gaseous exchange takes place through their skin when they're in water. And when we talk about on land, we see that they have lungs, which is why this statement here is true. Yes, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now moving on to the next one, right? Fishes have lungs for respiration. True or false? Very quickly. Fishes have lungs for respiration. You can send it to me in the chat only. Okay, this is very easy. True or false? Do fishes have lungs for respiration? We know fishes are underwater organisms, right? They are found under the water. Will it be helpful for them? Of course not. Because we know that fishes have gills which help them survive. So we see that gaseous exchange takes place in their gills, which is why we see that they don't have lungs. Lungs are something that we will see only if they are terrestrial or if we find them on land. And that to higher order animals that are there, right? Which is why in this case it is false. So when you are rewriting it, you can rewrite it as fishes have gills that help in gaseous exchange. Very good, everybody, very good. Now moving on, I think there is some breathing here, just ignore that, okay? The size of the chest cavity increases during inhalation. True or false? The size of the chest cavity will increase during inhalation. What is terrestrial? Terrestrial is nothing but land, okay? So terrestrial animals are nothing but land animals that are there. Okay, I'm just going to quickly see. I can see the answers. The YouTube poll is there, everybody. You can answer through the poll. Okay? Yes. And all you wonderful students, give a quick thumbs up to Shiva as well for helping us out with the YouTube polls. He's being so patient, listening to all of us. So you can send him a quick thumbs up as well for him. Yes? All right. Very good. Okay, 25 votes are in. Very good. I'll be winding up the poll in 3, 2, 1 and done. So this right here was very simple and easy. Because when we talk about breathing and inhalation, we know that during inhalation, the lungs will expand, right? Or rather, we see that there is increase in chest cavity due to movement of diaphragm and the rib cage. So hence we see that the volume will increase. So there has been an issue here. So let's just go back to the previous slide. So in this case, we see that the size of the chest cavity will increase during inhalation. Yes, this statement is true. It will increase during inhalation. Now let's quickly move on to the next one. So this right here is a crossword. Okay, so we have a set of jumbled words that are there and we need to identify things related to respiration based on the clues that are given. For example, first one we have air tubes of insects, right? So in this case we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and I will label this as A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So can you quickly tell me in the which row or column you're finding it? Spiracles is the answer, but we have to find it here, right? So where are you finding it? You can look at it on your screen, okay? And you can tell me where exactly you are spotting it. You can give me the number or the letter. Yes? Okay, you're finding it in H, all right? All right then, you're finding it in H. Okay, so we have spiracles which are here. So very good everybody, although trachea is mentioned, right? We will not look at what the answer here. We will look at spiracles. Very good. Now moving on to the next one. Skeletal structure surrounding the chest cavity. Again, I'll have to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and again A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So where are you finding it? Very quickly, where are we finding it? You're talking about structures that surround the chest cavity that help in inhalation and in exhalation. Yes, where are you finding it? A5 and I'm getting I3. I3. What is there in I3? I'm not getting it. Oh, there is another structure. Okay, got it. Diaphragm is there. But see, they're saying skeletal structure. Diaphragm is a muscular sheet. So it will not be diaphragm. Not I3. Not I3. Something else. I saw A ka something there. Yes, it's there in A. 1. It's there in row 1, right? Very good. A5. A5. See guys, we are saying skeletal structures. So when it's skeletal structures surrounding the chest cavity, we are specifying the skeletal structure. Diaphragm is muscular. Lungs are also muscular. They're spongy structures. So they'll not be skeletal, which is why the answer here is ribs. Okay. So please make sure you're getting that part right. Now next up, we're talking about the muscular floor in the chest cavity. Now we're talking about the muscular floor or the dome-shaped structure. Here, like you said, the answer will be diaphragm. Okay. So now I hope that you've understood this. Then of course you have tiny pores on the surface of the leaf. I'm going to write it down again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Very quickly. Yes, where is it? We're talking about tiny pores on the surface of the leaf. We know that the tiny pores which are present on the underside are nothing but stomata. Right? So where are we finding stomata here? This is not an easy one. This is slightly tricky. A9. Ah, very good, very good. Yes, A9. Yes, so it is there diagonally, right? So we can get it in this manner also. Very good everyone, very good. You are all very intelligent students and very good. Now next up we have small openings which are present on the side of the insect, alright? Sides of the insect. So this is also spiracles. In the earlier one we looked at trachea because we're looking at the tracheal trunks. In this we're talking about spiracles. Now next up, respiratory organs of human beings. How many of you spotted lungs previously? Where did you find lungs? That's what I want you to tell me. So we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. A5, no? You all spotted it on A5. Yes. So you've got this also. So we've got this particular answer. Yes. Wonderful everyone. Wonderful. Now the openings through which we inhale. What are the openings through which we inhale? Can you tell me in the chat? I just realized I have to write this for every slide that is there. All right. When you're nothing like that, okay? You're all intelligent. That is why you're able to do it. Nothing like that. Nostrils. Very good. So it is nostrils. Where did you find nostrils? You're telling me 7, B7. B7. Very good. Wonderful everybody. Wonderful. Yes. Now next up, an anaerobic organism. Now you need to identify an anaerobic organism that is there quickly. 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Can you tell me where is the anaerobic organism? You're saying E9. Okay, let's see. 9. All of you are saying 9, 9, all right. 9E, E9. Oh, very good. Very good, all of you. Correct. It is E9. We have yeast here. Very good. Very good. Now we have one more. An organism with tracheal system. This is little tricky. But think of or try to identify an insect from here. Try to identify an insect from the crossword. Yes, 9E. Again, some of you are telling me 9E. Yes, that's for yeast. Very good. We need to identify an insect because insects have tracheal system, right? Yeast is the answer. Very good. E9. E9. Are you sure it's E9 or there's one more? Okay, stomata. Very good. Okay, cockroach. Yes, cockroach is there. I'm not able to find cockroach. I'm finding something else. Very good, Ankur. Very good. Yes, we have ant. So that was E5, right? We have ant. That is there. So with this, if you see, we come to the end, right? So we have our crossword. We have all of it solved on screen, right? And of course, we have one last question before we wind up. The mountaineers carry oxygen with them because of what? Is it because at an altitude of more than 5 kilometers there is no air? The amount of air available to a person is less than what is available to them on ground. The temperature of air is higher than what is available on ground, or the pressure is higher than on ground. Very quickly everybody, let me know in the chat. Yes? What do you think is the answer? Why do mountaineers, people who go trekking in the mountains, not some small hill, but we're talking about Everest or maybe climbing the Himalayas, right? They'll have like this mountain backpack, or they'll have oxygen with them. So why are they taking that oxygen? Yes? Why are they carrying it? Very quickly before we wind up. I can see a lot of mixed answers coming. At an altitude of more than, altitude is nothing but the height from the ground. Okay, if any of you are wondering. Altitude is nothing but height from the ground. Yes, okay, I can see the answers. All right. I can see 50-50. Some of you are saying, ma'am, A. Some of you are saying B. All right, so I think we can wind up the poll. We can end the poll. So for those of you who told me, ma'am, there's no air after 5 kilometers. No. A is wrong, okay? Because you have, see, maybe the thickness or how much air that is there will be different. Like the atmosphere will start to thin, okay? So in this case, if you see, as you go from the ground upwards, the air quantity will start to thin out, okay? And we see that as we go higher up, right? Because the air is thinning out, the gaseous molecules will spread out. Or easily said, the amount of oxygen molecules that are there will relatively become less, which means that there is less amount of oxygen or less availability of oxygen at higher altitudes, which is why people will start to feel difficulty in breathing, okay? And it's not that there's high pressure which is getting created, but rather there is low pressure, right? Which is why in this case they carry oxygen simply because the amount of air which is available to them at that height, and we're not talking about 5 kilometers, talking about thousands and thousands of kilometers, right? And at that level we see that there's not enough air available or not enough oxygen available because it is all dispersed across, which is why in this case we see that the correct answer is B. Are we all clear, everyone? Are we clear with the concepts? Are we clear with the chapter Respiration in Organisms? Has this become easy peasy for all of you? Yes? I will be sharing this with Telegram, right? I will be sharing this with you on Telegram, sorry. When increasing oxygen is there, oxygen is a heavy gas. Yes, very good. Can we say that plants give little carbon dioxide during the day? Because yes, they do give out carbon dioxide during the day. Just that we see that they take up the carbon dioxide. Whatever they give out, sometimes it goes back inside for photosynthesis. All right? Yes, we will be doing a quiz very soon on this chapter as well. Do not worry, we'll be coming with a quiz as well. I will not be taking the soil chapter. Most likely Kriti ma'am will be teaching you soil. And thank you, Mobile Shop. Thank you so much. Yes, all right. Please send the extra questions. We will send it, okay? All right. So for all of you who are thinking or who have some suggestions, like I can see Defina is telling me to make a mind map session. Defina, for chapter 2, there is a mind map session. You can check it out on the channel itself, right? And for weather, climate and adaptation, drop it in the comment section, okay? Because you know that no matter what, we have got you covered, right? And if you like what we do, please tell your friends about it. Tell them, share it with them, share this video link, stay subscribed to our channel. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button and that like button, because that is how you show your love to us, right? And if you like this session, if you want more such sessions, do let me know in the comment section below, because that's where I always check. All right? So, okay, everybody, with this, I think we will be winding up. Hoping to see you very soon again. Bye-bye and have a nice day.